we talked real briefly before we got on about our kids, and I try my kids. Well, most you're for you've got a much older one than my three, but even at my girl's young age, 8, 7, and 4, not so much the 4 at this point, but definitely the 8 and 7. I try to get them to fail as much as possible, and that sounds so counterproductive, but I'm trying so hard to get over this. I don't know if you want to call it a dogma, but this dogma that failure is the worst thing that could happen to you, and that you should avoid failure as much as possible. I want my kids to fail. I have them doing things I know they have a 0% success rate and they will not be able to do it. One of the biggest things I have them do, I've got this massive comforter and I have them fold it one at a time. And they say we can't do it. And I said, "Well, just try." And if you can't do it, it's okay, you know, but just try. And that's a very, very simple example. But I'm constantly giving them things that they can't finish, that they can't do properly, and just pushing them to do it because their initial instinct is that they can't. I can't do this. We can't. We don't know how. And because they don't know how, they don't want to do it at all. They don't want to give it a shot. And that's the seed of fear of failure right there. And just to get them, so I try every single day to get them to fail so that I can erode that fear out where it just becomes a whatever. We failed. It didn't work out. What do we do next? And be because going back to me in high school, like I said, I'm dyslexic. I dropped out right before my senior year. I didn't. I eventually got my GED, and I didn't do much in college. I took a couple classes, and that was it. But I learned that academically, I am not the smartest guy around. I'm just not. I love reading books these days. I love reading books. I love educating myself, and I'm smart in a lot of different ways. But there's a lot of ways I'm simply not smart. So I know that the only way that I'm going to truly get ahead and build my wealth and build my legacy is if I outwork everyone around me and be willing to take the chances that the smart people aren't willing to take. That's my only advantage right there, outworking and taking chances.
That's crazy. That's crazy that you identified that because let me tell you something. When I was going through what I was going through, I became the best actor. In other words, I would pass a test, but I had to go through hurdles and loops that the average person didn't have to go through. I would have to go and talk to one of my friends and get him to give me information of how I should write the paper. I would have to go all these different loops to put everything together to be able to pass the test. And I love that because the same thing to this very day, as a grown man, I don't see any limitations at all. That's why I'm encouraging people, especially parents. I'm encouraging parents to allow their kids to dream, allow their kids not only to dream, allow their kids, man, talk to the kids and find out what they like and what they're good at. That's what it's all about. Because what we do is in most cases, we want the kids to be what we want them to be. And that may not be necessarily what the kid actually want to be. So it's really important that when you're working with kids, get an outside party. I'm a college coach, and you'd be surprised. Whenever I talk to a client, they'll tell me, well, my kid wants to be this, this, this. But when I sit the kid down and it's me and the kid and mommy on one side and daddy on one side, and I ask the kid, I say, hey, Jeremy, if you can do whatever you want to do in life, what would you be doing? The kid comes alive. Well, I would do this, I would do this, and I would do this. And the mom and dad looking like the kid don't want to do what you said they wanted to do. The kid want to do something else. But it's a lot of peer pressure. Kids are doing things. That's why the average college student changed their major at least 4 times. They get in, they think they want to be something. They don't want to be that. They change it again. Every time they change it, more money, more money, more money. And right now, today, especially for young people, that we're living in a time now where artificial intelligence, AI, is here. And you go in the bank, you see machines. You go into the airport, you see machines. You go into the store, you see machines. Jeremy, in the next 5 years in America, 85 million jobs are going to be displaced due to artificial intelligence, which means a robot is about to take people's job or even career. So we have to make sure that young people today are not paying for an education that's going out, or a trade that's going out when a new one is coming in. So it's a lot that needs to be done in the areas of financial literacy, man. That's a lot. And that's the reason why I'm working relentlessly every single day to try to give as many people as possible financial education.